Hello, I'm Tyler Smith, the Acting Inspector General of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC. I'm here to announce the issuance of our report on FDIC oversight of a telecommunications contract. The FDIC procures goods and services from contractors in support of its mission. The FDIC's Division of Administration awarded 2,633 contracts valued at $2.85 billion over a 5-year period between 2017 and 2021, averaging $570 million annually. Of this amount, the Chief Information Officer Organization, the CIOO, contracted for goods and services totaling $1.5 billion, which represented 53% of FDIC contract funds awarded over this period. The FDIC needs a strong culture of compliance and internal controls related to procurements. These internal controls must include comprehensive acquisition policies and procedures, supervisory processes that promote compliance, and effective contract oversight management. Absent strong internal controls, the FDIC faces increased operational, monetary, legal, and reputational risks. I'm joined today by Matt Sember, an audit manager from the OIG's Office of Audits, Evaluations, and Cyber, who will provide the context for this review of the FDIC's oversight of a telecommunications contract and discuss our findings. Matt?
Thank you, Tyler. In February 2014, the FDIC awarded a $12 million telecommunications service contract to AT&T Corp. In May 2019, the FDIC CIOO approved a strategy to improve telecommunications services and upgrade the bandwidth at the FDIC's field offices. However, these upgrades were not within the scope of the contract. In March 2021, the current Chief Information Officer notified our office of major internal control failures with the telecommunications contract, and that the FDIC had not completed a contract modification for the FDIC field office upgrades. The FDIC contract had already reached its funded ceiling, and the FDIC owed $2.2 million for unpaid invoices at the time. The objective of our review was to determine if the FDIC authorized and paid AT&T for services to upgrade bandwidth at the FDIC field offices in accordance with its policies and procedures and existing telecommunications contract. We determined that the FDIC did not authorize and pay AT&T for services to upgrade bandwidth in the FDIC field offices in accordance with its policies and procedures and existing telecommunications contract. The FDIC did not adhere to its acquisition policies and procedures because former CIOO executive managers did not establish a tone at the top for such compliance, and because of systemic weaknesses in the CIOO's organizational culture. These weaknesses included a disregard for and lack of understanding of FDIC acquisition policies and procedures. Although our review focused on this specific contract, interview statements by various FDIC personnel supported that there were generally accepted standards of behavior within the CIOO that allowed personnel to bypass established controls and FDIC acquisition policies and procedures. We also determined that the FDIC CIOO executive and corporate managers did not implement proper internal controls for this contract. In addition, risks related to the FDIC CIOO's reliance on contractor services, specifically the FDIC CIOO's need to maintain an effective internal control environment for its contract oversight management activities, were not included in the FDIC's Enterprise Risk Management risk inventory. Lastly, some FDIC CIOO personnel failed to fulfill their roles and responsibilities with regard to the telecommunications contract. As a result, the FDIC was subject to an unauthorized contractual commitment that cost the FDIC $4.2 million. Additionally, until the unauthorized contractual commitment's ratification, the FDIC was subject to a prolonged increase in operational, monetary, legal, and reputational risks. Further, we found that the FDIC incurred costs above the market price for similar services in the amount of at least $1.5 million. In 2021, the CIOO's expenses for procured goods and services represented 75% of its total operating expenses. At this level of procurement activity, CIOO personnel should have sufficient knowledge and expertise in contract management. Our report recognizes that current CIOO executive management has taken actions to enhance its organizational culture. However, our review also demonstrates that more work needs to be done. In October 2022, the FDIC identified another unauthorized contractual commitment associated with another CIOO contract. This more recent unauthorized contractual commitment further demonstrates the relevance of our findings and the need for the CIOO to continue advancing a culture of compliance. We made 14 recommendations in this report. The recommendations included incorporating improvements into the FDIC CIOO's organizational culture and internal control environment, identifying the extent and significance of the FDIC CIOO's risk related to its procurement activities, and assessing whether management action related to employee or contractor performance or conduct is needed based on the facts presented in our report. In responding, the FDIC agreed with all 14 recommendations and committed to taking corrective actions by February 28, 2024. Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Matt. These findings and recommendations in this report will better ensure accountability as part of the FDIC's organizational culture and strengthen the agency's internal controls over contracting. To find out more about these issues and our other oversight work, please visit our website at fdicoig.gov. You can also follow us at Twitter using @FDIC_OIG. And remember, if you suspect fraud, waste, abuse, or mismanagement in FDIC programs and operations, or at FDIC regulated or insured banks, please contact our hotline at the same website and click on the red box in the upper right corner. Thank you again for joining us today.